Hi everybody, it's your girl J9E. This video today is about respecting people for who you know that they are. Everybody has that friend or a few friends or family, even more so, that have a behavior, that is horrible. Like say, they might have sticky fingers, or they might, like to tell, they might be like snitchy, the snitchy side, like they like to tell the people's business, or, you can't hold water, is what we used to say. So like, if you know something about somebody and then you put them in a situation to do that thing, and then they do it, and then you get mad and you try to purge them from your life, that is an act of cruelty. So, once you know something about somebody, there's all that you can do is you have two options. If it's something that you don't want to deal with, you can purge them. You can purge them. But you either purge them because of that's a characteristic that they have, or you keep them around and you respect that characteristic that they have. Respect what you know about that person. If you know that your friend is a liar, like just like a storyteller, likes to tell stories, and then you ask your friend about some incident that happened, and they lied to you, and then you find out that they had lied, and then you get mad at them. I ask you, whose fault is that? Who's responsible for that thing that just happened? He did a lot. He was a liar, and he did what he does. He lied. How was he wrong? He was being him. If you don't like what he does, leave him alone, period. But if you're gonna be around him, you can't get mad when he does that thing that he does. If you have a cousin or a friend who's a thief, has sticky fingers, and you bring him in your house, and leave the room, and shit goes missing, whose fault is that? You put a man with glue on his hands in your house and didn't tell him not to touch anything. Whose fault is it that your shit is gone? You knew that he had sticky fingers. You knew that, and you brought him in. Whose fault is that? It is an act of cruelty to put somebody in a situation and expect for them to not be who they are. You have the option. There's the best thing to do. You can still have them around and know they have sticky fingers. You know what you do? You let them know that you know that they have sticky fingers, and you don't let them in your house. You don't leave them alone with your things. You don't do that. It's like you're just waiting for them to fuck up so that you can purge them. Just purge them. Don't wait for them to fuck up to purge them. They're going to fuck up because you keep putting them there. They're going to fuck up. So just purge them. If you want to purge them, just purge them. But don't keep putting them in these situations. People are so funny. It's like you have a boyfriend who's a compulsive liar, and you know that. He can't even tell you his mother's real name to save his life. Like, he's a liar. And then every time he lies, you sit and lie and scream and lecture him. Whose time and energy are you wasting? Not his. Yours. You're wasting your time and your energy. You knew that he was a liar. You either accept that he's a liar and just keep him and watch him like a hawk and take your own notes so you know what's going on, as opposed to trusting him to tell you anything. You could do that. I mean, it's a straining life to have to follow behind a grown man like he's a child, like he's a 2-year-old that you're scared is going to put a knife or scissors in the socket. It's a strenuous life. It's a heavy task. High burden. But it's choice. You can do that. But to sit and just be yelling at the same person over and over for doing what that person just does so naturally, and you know it, and you've known it for years. It's just absolutely ridiculous. You look ridiculous to everyone who's watching you do it. You look ridiculous even to that person who's doing it. Even he's looking at it, he's even thinking, I know she knew that I was a liar. I don't know why she's so shocked. It's weird that she's so shocked. I've been lying to her. She caught me. Let's see. It was this morning, this afternoon, last night, 2 weeks ago, just now. You know, like, I just, all I do is lie. It's weird. It's too much for me to have to sit here and listen to somebody tell me, you know, like, keep asking me if I'm lying when they know I am. You know, like, well, I'm a liar, so of course my answer is going to be no, I'm not a liar, because that's a lie. Like, that's what I tell is the lie. So it's this insane thing. My mom taught me this: respect people for who you know that they are, who they've shown you that they are. And you can decide whether to keep them or you can purge them. You can get rid of them. You can just, you know, shut them out and close them out of your life. You know, or you can even just, you know, you can love them from afar. They don't have to be actively in your life. You know, like for me, I find the best method is to tell people. Like, I think I've only had to one time actually purge a person just based, like they kept doing this thing so much that it just became too much. And I knew like it was a storyteller. She would tell like these you know, like a one-upper, you know, like she was one of those, but to the extreme. Like if you said, I have this record in my house of this album with Babyface and who's and such singing on it, she would be like, oh, I saw Babyface last week. I sat at a table. He was at this restaurant. I sat at a table with him and we was talking about da 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 da. But she would do that, but about every if it was a famous thing, you could not even mention a celebrity without her having a story that happened just last week. And it's active. It's not like, oh, I saw him once in a club. You know, like he was like up on the, no, it's always engaged. She was engaged in a conversation, had this whole full dialogue with this person week before. And I would be able to just sit and listen to her, you know, just do it. But it would, in my mind, I was just thinking, oh, why is she doing that? Like, what, you know, what is that? It was like this shock to my brain. And then eventually it was like, at first I just kind of compartmentalized it into, well, maybe this is just what makes her happy. You know, makes her happy. Maybe it makes her feel special. You know, who am I to say, you know, stop saying that? So I just would let her do it. And I would just kind of, oh, wow. You know, and like humor it. And then it got to a point where it was just like, that's the most of our conversations. That's like the majority of our conversations. And so then it wasn't worth it anymore. And so instead of telling her that before and just saying, hey, you do this thing, I don't know what that's about, but can you, you know, maybe just kind of simmer it down a little bit? It's becoming too much. It's making me look at you funny. You know, and I don't want to look at you funny. Like, I know that you're a nice person. I know that you're sweet. You're a good person. Like, I can tell that, but for some reason you have this thing, you know, that causes you to do that, and it's a little too much for me. Instead of doing that and giving her a chance to kind of shift it, at least around me, I just let it get so bad that all I could do was purge her. But because, you know, she was so sweet, I couldn't purge her without telling her why, of course. So when I said it to her, I just literally just told her, you know, I don't know if I could be your friend. I don't think I could be your friend anymore, because like that thing that you do where you just like tell these like elaborate stories like for everything, like it's just like, it's just gotten to be like, it's just too much. She didn't try to defend herself. She didn't say, what do you mean? Like that really happened or nothing. She just kind of sat there like, you know, quiet, and was just looking at me like, you know, like she was like hurt. or shocked or whatever it was. But she didn't even defend it. So it's like she knew that I knew that it wasn't real, because she didn't even bother to try to defend it. I think she knew that I was just humoring her because I was nice. You know what I mean? But she just really liked doing it. But it just became too much for me. So you gotta respect people for who they are. Like, if I had respected her for who she was, and I had decided that I just wanted her to be my friend, I would never bring up certain things. I would never bring up celebrities. I wouldn't bring up music. I wouldn't bring up movies. It would have been too much to ask. And that's how you decide who needs to be, who you probably need to purge, and who can be kept, and who can just be loved from afar. You know, but you can't, like, you have to respect people for what you know about them. Like, expecting people to not be who they are is just, it's too much to ask. It's rude, it's inconsiderate. Even to, like, you know, that seems crazy. It's like, it's rude to expect a thief not to steal. No, it's rude to get mad when a thief steals when you knew it was a thief. It's rude to get mad, to stand and put the thief in the bank safe. It's weird. Like, why would you take the thief and walk him into the safe, the bank safe, and then, you know, stand there and shame him for stealing? Why would you do that? Like, it doesn't make sense. So, you know, and that's how you can keep people. And some people can be kept and some people can't. And some people will rise to the occasion. They'll if they value you enough and they see that thing that they're doing, they'll come around and they'll try to prove it. They'll try to show you something different so that they can be put in another box. They don't want to be in that box anymore. I don't want you to think that of me and now I can't be in this part of your life. I want to be in this part of your life, so I want to adjust this so that I can be over there, because being over there is important to me. I want to be in there with you. And that's important. That's more important to me than me stealing shit. Or that's more important to me than me lying all the time. I can lie to everybody else and I can just not, you know, I can just really fight it when I'm around you. You know what I mean? I can tell you ugly truth. You know, they'll find some type of way to do it if they really want to. If they don't, then that thing that they do, that habit they have, is more important, and it's more embedded into who they are, and they need it. They might, for whatever their reason, might need it. Like, most people who steal, who like shoplift and stuff, they don't steal because they, you know, want stuff and they don't have money, which is like the old traditional reason to steal. They steal because of the rush that it makes them feel. It makes them feel powerful and sticky and above it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like an adrenaline rush. That's why they do it. So, you know, people do shit for whatever their own reasons are. You don't need to know what their reasons are. They don't know what all your reasons for what you do is. You don't need theirs. You don't need to know theirs. So you just need to know what you can handle. Just like you respect what you know about other people, respect what you know about yourself. And that may be even more important. If you know yourself to be like super sensitive to stuff, like if you're easily angered, don't put yourself around somebody who is prone for pissing people off. And then, you know, like, whose fault was that? You knew that was who you were, and you went there. If you know that you are easily influenced, and you go and you hang out with somebody who's always doing bad stuff, and then you get in trouble, whose fault is that? It's not the troublemaker. It's yours. You knew he was trouble, and you knew you were easily influenced. You knew you just wanted approval from whoever you thought was cool. So you knew that whatever bad thing he got into, because you knew he liked bad stuff, you knew you were going to do it too. It can't be his fault. It's yours. It's yours. Everything that you touch and get into is your fault. Every place you put your energy and it was wasted, your fault. The only thing, and even if you don't want to believe that it's your fault, because it's like, it's just easier to blame someone else, you can't do anything with that information if it is someone else's fault. You can't change anybody else. You can only change you. So it's easier if you blame yourself. Because if you blame yourself, you can change yourself. If you blame yourself for something why something happened, you can change it. My stuff got stolen. Well, I know what not to do next time. That person keeps lying to me. I know who I won't trust next time. You see? But when that person keeps lying to me, he's just a liar. Why does he keep doing that to me? And then you still keep hanging around him. Expect to keep getting lied to. Expect to keep complaining about the same shit over and over and over again. That's your life. That's your cycle. That's your circle. And, you know, like what people say, which is, you know, kind of sounds cruel. I don't even like saying it out loud, even referencing it as a thing that people say, but like, you must like it. I know you don't actually like it, but there's some part of you that actually must kind of find some kind of comfort in the chaos or something. I don't know what that is. Like when people repeat the same exact thing over and over again. Not even, like, even if you stay in this, even if you keep doing the same thing, if you haven't changed your mindset before you went into it, it was a 100% waste of time. It's like, say I'm going to go into the roller coaster, and the first time I went on a roller coaster, I threw up. I ate spaghetti, and I got on the roller coaster, and I threw up when I got on there. So then the next time I go on the roller coaster, I eat spaghetti, and then I get on the roller coaster, and I throw up. I learned nothing. But if next time I go on a roller coaster, ooh, that stuff started spinning in my stomach as soon as I sat in that chair. I know I'm not going to eat anything. And I get on a roller coaster, see what happens. You get on a roller coaster, and you don't throw up. So you learned. You can still do it different. If you're not going to do it different, stop complaining about how it kept happening over and over and over again, the same exact way. Change your mental. Change your mission going in. Change your goal. Like, well, I'll do it. I'll still deal with this person for whatever my reasons are. But this time I'm going to go in for this reason. I'm going to only deal with them because of this particular thing that I want. Change your purpose. Because the purpose you went in for, I already had you complaining. So you know you're not going to get that. So maybe if you were looking for something else, maybe you can find that over there. But you're not going to find that thing you came in for. So stop looking at the same, empty, lake for water. It's empty. You ain't going to get water in there. Then maybe you could dig down in there and you could get, some worms. Now, if you're looking for worms, maybe you can find those now. The water is gone. There might be some worms under the soil, Maybe it'd be, I need shells. I couldn't get no water from that pond because it was all drained. But you know what? I need shells. So now you can go back to the pond because now you're looking for something else. But don't keep going back to the pond that's been drained looking for water and getting mad because there's no water in there. You knew it wasn't water and you kept going there. You could have went somewhere else where there was water. Instead, you keep going back to the same pond and you got no water. Whose fault is that? The pond? The pond told you the first time. Ain't got no water. Why you keep coming back here? Ain't got no water. Oh, she tired, y'all. I've learned so much. I've learned so much from my mama. She's taught me some really, really big lessons. like universal lessons that you could drag throughout your whole life. All right, so if you made it through this, I appreciate you. And if you will be great. Like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Okay, that would be great. I'm trying to be efficient here. I'm being all dedicated. I'm making it a priority. And I'll catch you on the flip side.